Welcome back everyone to the HWBOT World Tour 2016 Asia Pacific. I'm Proofman from OverClocking-TV, and today we are going to see the AOCT Grand Battle 2016, the Amateur OC tournament here in Yogyakarta in Indonesia. The battle is soon to start. They will have 1 hour, and this is the loser bracket. We'll know who is third place, make it to the podium, and who will be fourth place, going back home with the pride and no prizes. We're being joined for this one.
And we actually,
yep.
we have Galaxy Solo, right? The losers of before. They are facing Enjoy OC, which are here the red team. To clear up so we don't mistake them.
So Enjoy OC is red. Yeah, okay.
And Galaxy Solo1 will be the blue team. I'm being joined by Xiala that you just heard on the live, and Bill Zoid from UK. Hey, Bill Zoid, how was the day with us here?
It's been great so far. Like really interesting competitions. We saw an evolution of like the strategies that the teams were using. They finally got a competition where everybody submitted with every single motherboard. Some really nice scores throughout the day. Some very interesting cooling systems as well. So yeah, it's been great so far.
Talking about cooling system, they just started the loser bracket here. They will have 1 hour to define who will be the third person, who will be the fourth one. So there's different approach. Keep in mind that on the right side of the screen you have Galaxy Solo1 that will be in blue, while on the left side of the screen you have Enjoy OC that will be in red. This is supposed to be by team of 2 people, but Enjoy OC's teammate, like his teammate, is actually at his graduation ceremony now, so he will be alone for this match. Let's see if he does the same mistake he did in the match before, or if we'll do something different. From what I can see is having the MSI motherboard and the Gigabyte motherboard to start. This is quite interesting because he's installing the CPU cooler on the Gigabyte one and is running at stock on the MSI one. That's something we were discussing just before with you, Bilzoid and Timothy. Oh, he's using the bottle of water to hold on the system. This is a new step into having, after the hard drive, the case of tools and the rice, we now have a bottle of water on top of it.
And also to note, it's gonna be XTU limited at 4.5 gigahertz. So there will be a healthy amount of tweaking going on there.
Yeah, it's going to be all about that RAM and about the operating system instead of just getting more gigahertz. So that'll be interesting to see. I think by far bottle of water is the riskiest hold down for cooling. No, actually, we saw a water bottle yesterday as well on one of the AIOs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at what the guys can do. So keep in mind, on the red side is Enjoy OC. On the blue side is Galaxy Solo1.
So Enjoy OC just got 4 out, didn't he? At 10:37.
You have to repeat that cut on my side.
Well, Galaxy OC just score out, didn't he? He got 10:37.
No, Galaxy OC is not a team. It's Enjoy OC and Galaxy Solo.
Enjoy. Damn it, messed it up. Yeah, Enjoy, got it. Enjoy OC just got a score out. Red. Enjoy OC is red, yeah.
The score on the XTU, you mean? The score on the XTU is not valid because that was the default score it was having, so we'll have to rerun the benchmark from within the time of the competition. But on the blue team, the Galaxy Solo1 on the let me check which board is that. on the number 4.
It's a
the
Biostar one.
A Biostar is so Biostar is going to be on the left side on the blue team, and on the right side, here we go. The first score of this competition, 1156 at 4.49 gigahertz in XTU, at 4.5 gigahertz, of course. So 1156 first score for Galaxy Solo1 team.
So, what's going on with Enjoy OC right now? Because he's not really doing anything on either screen from what we can see. Is he trying to troubleshoot one of his systems or something?
We just got a slight delay. We will be able to see the second screen of
Okay.
Mr. Enjoy OC, because he's actually benching on the Gigabyte board and is into the BIOS. So we'll be able to see that one quite soon. So as you can see, he's alone on that team. That's gonna be super tricky for him. And there you go. I told you we can see the screen now is in the BIOS of the Gigabyte. Let's focus a little bit on what he's doing today. So he basically went into setting 1.6 volt for the RAM. He's trying to be at, of course, 4.5 gigahertz. The maximum they can go is there to bench XTU at 4.5 gigahertz. There's a question from the live chat from Jiggy Jack. What is happening? How do they battle? Are they building on site? What is happening? Overclocking competition. How they do battle by using benchmark and pushing the system to the maximum. And are they building on site? The answer is yes.
Well, building, more like putting a cooler on top of a motherboard. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. You have you know, a system and you try to get it to go as fast as possible, except here we have the special spin on it that there's 4 systems and one team has 2 people and one team has 1 person trying to handle all 4 systems. Also, they can't run at the same time because they only have enough to run 2 systems at a time, but they need down for 4 systems. So
indeed,
it's
that's a bit
intense.
tricky for them. They have 2 CPUs, 2 kit of RAM, 2 motherboard, 2 monitors, 2 set of keyboard and mouse, and they have 4 motherboard to submit score on. So basically, what they have to do is build the system as fast as they can, then enter the BIOS, set the BIOS like they have to do, go in the OS, submit for the benchmark, and get a score. Once they get a score, they will submit that on the scoreboard, and of course, the fastest total score of all of the 4 benchmark will be declared on the winner. I should really take my voice of the people doing the news. You know, you start the sentence like this, and you always finish like that. So let's
I'm
do
not
that
sure it's a good
all
habit
over.
to take.
Yeah. Let's do that all over this run.
Let's not do that. Like, no.
Sure, I have no problem, as long as it's fun.
Oh god, this is gonna be good. Either way, enjoy. See.
There seems to be
So
some lag on your side, because we heard enjoy and then 3 seconds after OC.
Well, it's just like, no, I didn't think it through, so I just stopped mid-sentence. I'm apparently running low on energy drink, so sorry about that. No, but so this is like they're right now they're doing X 4.5 gigahertz. I'm surprised nobody has yet to slam the RAM voltage really high. Like we've so far seen everybody run up to 1.6 volts on the RAM. But at this point, I'm surprised nobody's run 1.8 because this is the last chance they have. So I guess we might see it towards the end of this, like when they're doing their last motherboard in this round. Assuming that there's a reason to, somebody will probably end up running a lot of voltage on the RAM because RAM generally it doesn't put out any heat. You don't really have to worry about it overheating. You can always just stick a fan on it. And depending on what I see it is, then generally more voltage is more better. And
Is
so,
more better.
yeah, that'll be it's more better.
That's double time better than more, and the 2 more times more than
Yes.
better.
Yep. So more better if you do more voltage. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if we finally see somebody run really, really aggressive memory timings with a lot of volt to do it. Because right now they're running relatively loose settings on the memory to get the decently high speed. They could run really loose settings and really, really high voltage anyway. Also, since this is 4.5 gigahertz core clock, I think everybody will be trying to get 4.5 gigahertz on core as soon as possible. So we, that would be like the focus because basically you can't do anything about the core clock. So
they don't have the right to go above 4.5 gigahertz. That's going to be an issue with the score that was being made on the Galaxy Solo1 team because it was at 4.52 gigahertz, so that was too high. Enjoy UC is switching in between the platform, is going at once on the MSI board and then at once on Gigabyte. That is quite interesting. I honestly I wish this guy can win this match because if he win that match, that's gonna be quite an impressive display of time management. Even though it did fail quite hard on the previous on his previous match, that's why he's now in the loser bracket because he did not manage his time correctly. That's something it seems like he's actually taking care of now.
Yeah, he seems to have learned from his last match because last match he had the least scores of any of the he didn't submit enough scores. And that's not enough core voltage right there. That's a clock interrupt not received. If you ever see that, you're not running enough core voltage. So yeah. That's not a really hard issue to fix. Just throw more voltage at it. It doesn't get easier than that. Assuming you have enough cooling, because XTU will thermal throttle if you run too much voltage through it and get too hot. Because XTU is actually really, really intense. If I'm not mistaken, it's based off of Prime 95, so it runs hot, really, really hot.
Here is back into the Gigabyte BIOS. 1.5 volts on the RAM. And then switching back to the MSI board.
Yeah, well, that's the only way he can bench as many motherboards as his opponents, isn't it? He has to swap between them constantly. Whenever one of the boards is booting or something, he has to be on that other board, which does cause issues with troubleshooting because, if you fail to even, if you fail at getting the system to post, you actually won't know, for a while what happened to it because you're busy with the other system, but really, you can make it work. I'd actually think it'd be really cool if there was like a specifically designed competition to do one overclocker, two systems, and do something like that. That'd be, in my opinion, really, really cool to see. especially on liquid nitrogen. That would just make it a hell of a lot more insane.
Oh my god, that would be
but-
so much more difficult for all the guys.
That would be so crazy. That would be so crazy. Well, somebody would probably bring in like one of those ridiculously heavy LN tubes and just, you know, with a full pot benching architecture. That could also work.
Oh, and we got
Then
a
it's
second
really you don't have to watch the temperature.
screen.
He still hasn't given it enough core voltage because that's another clock interrupt not received. He should just, yeah. He's like, I guess he's trying to avoid thermal throttle. What's he cooling that system with? The one that just blue screened.
They are both being cooled by air coolers.
Yeah, both are using the stock cooler.
Yeah, he's gonna need a lot more core voltage, and I don't think he's really worried about not being able to cool it. So that's why he's not running high enough core voltage, and the end result is he's crashing. But if he gave it more core voltage, he might not. He'd hit the thermal throttle, and his score would still suck. So he's gonna have to compromise here, or he's gonna have to do something about that cooling. So one of the two. Well, he's giving it enough core voltage to probably work at this point. Will it not thermal throttle? That is the question.
So far, only Galaxy Solo1 got a score of 1156. They're having a second one now for the Aegis motherboard, so they are improving their 1156 by 1178. So that's the only score being submitted at this moment for the competition. On the blue team, they're both using Intel stock cooler. Something I need to mention that was a little mistake before. The blue team is using Intel stock cooler for both, while the Challenger Enjoy OC is using custom cooler towers, so CPU coolers, and they are on both systems. He's managing both systems at once, and that's actually quite impressive.
Well, he still hasn't put out a score, so I wouldn't say he's managing them that great. If he gets out a decent score, then he can totally pull this off. I mean, he does have a cooling advantage, which means he can run a lot more voltage. Doesn't feel like tuning too heavily, which will get him easier time to stabilize and all that, assuming he doesn't put so much through it that it thermal throttles. So he can really use those better coolers to his advantage. I think one of his systems just died. No, they're still both working. Oh my, he really went and came in with a proper score. That's 1281. As long as he kept the CPU frequency as low as it should be, he'd be fine with that.
We managed to submit the score with the Gigabyte board 1281. He's in the lead now, 1281 points against 1178. So Enjoy OC is by himself and is still in the lead. That's quite good.
It looks like, yeah, he managed to solve his time management issues, and he seems to have the skills needed to win this. It's a question of just, can he actually get through all four systems? Also, I wonder if Galaxy will upgrade to better cooling, because I don't think they can do XTU on the stock cooler. That just doesn't seem realistic to me.
But that's what they are doing. They are with the Intel stock cooler, and they try to get the bench passing the right settings. There's a little bit of thermal throttling. So if you look at the bottom of the screen, the bottom right of the screen, it says thermal throttling, and it kicks in. That's the thing that sometimes becomes yellow. So that means it's too odd. So as you were saying, maybe 4.5 gigahertz for XTU might be too odd. The CPU is at 100 degrees Celsius, that's 100 C. This is quite a lot. So of course they will have throttling, so they will lose point into XTU. We are 20 minutes into that game. What will you do if you have this kind of issue and you cannot change the cooler that you have built, Zoid?
If I was stuck with this kind of cooling situation, well, that's actually really, really. I mean, so yeah, you're basically like at that point, your main goal is going to be try to minimize the core voltage you're running at. Though that's going to give you major stability issues. So, really, really tough spot with that. Not really any easy ways to get around it. I guess I would test if it's easier for me to I would test a fully stable 4.5 gigahertz at like relatively high voltage, and I would test against say 4 gigahertz at relatively low voltage where it doesn't throttle, and I'd see if the score with no throttling is just within the score with throttling. If the score without throttling is better, then I just stick to the no throttling and just max that one out instead, because you don't want to be fighting the thermal throttle all the time.
Indeed, and why the guys from the Galaxy Solo1 team are struggling with thermal throttling, Enjoy OC managed to submit a score on the MSI board quite strong as well, 1273 points. He's definitely taking the lead. This is impressive. The guy is alone in his team. He's managing 2 boards at once and he's still getting some decent score. This is definitely an interesting display of skills by an amateur, someone that is doing overclocking for about a year now. This amateur is from the AOCT last year.
Yeah, he's doing really well with the system.
He got even a better score. He got even a better score on the gigabyte system. 1312.
Yeah, he still has 9 minutes to go before he needs to, in my swap motherboards, right? Because you don't want to, unless
he can take as much time as he wants. Yeah, but he can take as much time as he wants. It would be a good strategy to not spend more than half.
Yeah, more than half your time, unless he decided he doesn't like the gigabyte board and he doesn't like the BioStar, or the BioStar has some kind of issue that he doesn't want to deal with. Then he can delay taking the motherboard he doesn't like for as long as possible, so that he can get better on the motherboards that he's more successful with.
But what I just saw is he removed the bottle of water from the top of his CPU, so that means he might be switching. Yes, he's switching the motherboard, so he says, that's it, that's the best score I can get on the gigabyte board. And Joy OC is moving on to the next step. He's actually taking advantage of the lead he have. He's not spending the next 8 minutes on the same board. He will change and pick one of the new board. Will he pick the BioStar or the Asus one?
The Asus.
And he's picking the Asus board. And there you go, the board is switched. So this is it. He have advantage over his opponents. He already managed to do the score. This is extremely well managed, because he had issue in the match before. That he did not manage to get
he very much learned from his mistake.
Yeah. And it did submit
very much learned from his mistake, and now he's making big progress here.
Actually, he's using the exact same technique as you. He's doing the cross.
Well, I don't do the cross that way. I do it corner to corner, but
you can hear the people.
You have some very excitable spectators there. Yeah.
There's quite a lot of people watching and being,
Oh, and that's my liquid nitrogen. I gotta go.
Okay, see ya. So here we go. We have Enjoy OC that is in the lead is having 2 strong scores. So when he was actually exchanging the cooler and switching the board to the new one, he managed to put out a new score. So both of his score are extremely solid, 13-12 and 13-16 on Gigabyte and MSI. He is far in the lead against Galaxy Solo1 by now. There's 36 minutes to go. This is an impressive display of skills by someone that is an amateur for a bit more than a year and is alone in his team, while in front of him the 2 other guys are struggling with the thermal throttling system to get a decent score. I'm actually super impressed by that guy. Oh my god, that was fast. You already got your LN2?
Well, I already had the D-War. Well, yeah, I had the D-War at the door, and I just hadn't to hand it off of them. They'll be back with it in a... Well, LN2 deliveries to the door. I live in the future.
So here we go, using the bottle of water trick. Seems it's working well. Firing up the Seasonic PSU and pushing the start button on the Asus motherboard. This is impressive by that guy. Impressive. So let's see if the boot screen will work. No, doesn't. Have to troubleshoot. And we'll have to
Did he forget the cable?
Yeah, it's like this error message when you boot the system and it says no keyboard detected. Press F1 to continue. If there's no keyboard, how can I press F1? It doesn't work.
Uh,
So it's looping 55. Stuck on 55 and starting again.
Swipe the BIOS, swipe the BIOS. The thing about
55.
Asus boards is you don't only just get the post code, you also get the LEDs down under the 24-pin connector.
There's 55.
Those indicate what it is. It keeps getting the 55.
I'm suspecting 55 to be the memory.
I have no idea what 55 on an ROG board is, and I use ROG boards a lot. So, don't know what that says. But I've seen plenty of memory errors. 55 is not one I remember, so...
So, oh my god, that guy is insane. So, he says, okay, that board is doing something weird. We'll just get something else. He's like, okay, during that time, I will just change for the next one. So basically, he's switching the MSI board to the BIOS board. He got more than 1300 points in XTU at 4.5 GHz on both systems. This is pretty much, it's not max out, but that's pretty much the maximum you can get in this limited amount of time. So 27 minutes into this match, he managed to do the 2 scores on the 2 board. Now his opponents managed to do 2 scores as well, but they're still using the same board as we talk. So Galaxy Solo1 is having a new score, 1241 points on the Asus motherboard.
And they are running at around how many? They're still managing to do 5 gigahertz.
4.45 gigahertz. So there was a question on the live chat by Malimbo, and what is the process of them? Oh my God, he's back at the he's back in the board with the Asus one.
He had Alva. Yeah, he had one of the Jaga OC review guys help debug the board, so you can now fire it up and actually get to work. Oh, he didn't plug in the fan. That's not good.
So
but it's really impressive how he's managing to handle 2 systems. How he's managing to handle both systems at the same time. He's redoing the... See, this is one thing I don't bother with. Once I have thermal on something, as long as it's not too old, I just throw more thermal paste on it and slam the cooler down again. Now
that's maybe why you have that many issues.
What? I don't have that many issues. Stuff either is completely dead or there's no cables plugged in. He still hasn't put in that fan for the CPU. Oh no, now he's got it. So what's that other fan connector dangling off of? Oh, I guess that must be the rear fan. Sync. And is it working? That's a B2. That should be working. Yep, it's
And
working.
it is
And my
working.
LN2 is back. Yeah, my LN2 is back. I gotta go get it. See ya.
Okay, bye. Hey guys, on the live chat, let us know who you are cheering for. Is that Enjoy OC alone in the team, or is that Galaxy Solo1? Let us know on the live chat. We'll be, of course, commenting all this match. We still have 30 minutes into this game. So far in the scoreboard, we do have Galaxy Solo1 with a total number of points of 23,092 points. They're lacking a lot of score behind, almost 270 points behind on the BioStar board. But on the Edges board, they have 1,241. These two scores are the lowest score from the competition so far. Enjoy OC, that is alone in his team, managed to do 13-12 and 13-16 on Gigabyte and MSI. Is having a total number of points of 2,628 points. This means he's in the lead now. He was the outsider because he did submit only 2 scores in this previous match because of lack of management of the time and so on. And now he basically fixed that issue and is far in advance compared to the other 2 guys. BIOS. So he's into the BIOS, setting up the system. He haven't finished to build the BIOStar motherboard yet. So what he's trying to do now is to set his system to work on the Asus one, run XU, and then I guess it will go back to the BIOStar motherboard to finish mounting it.
Okay, I'm back. That was a hell of a workout. Okay, so what did I miss, if anything?
He went to the BIOS of the Asus motherboard and is setting up the system to go further. And I guess it will go back to installing the BIOStar motherboard.
Yeah.
Don't forget, guys, that once we have the target of 3,000 people following us on Twitch, we will do a giveaway on the live chat. And if you want to use this awesome BSOD emote, you can just become a subscriber and you will have it. Here we have the team, the Galaxy Solo1 team, both into the BIOS, Asus BIOS and BIOStar BIOS. It's quite interesting to see that they still try to get a better score on the BIOS motherboard, on the BIOStar motherboard. There's 27 minutes left, so that means more than half of the time that is allocated for this game is already over. And they still use the BIOStar motherboard. This is something quite interesting to see in a way that maybe they want to reach above 1,200 points just to not have too much difference with Enjoy OC scores so far.
But
this is quite
Enjoy
interesting
hasn't
to see.
Yet benched. Enjoy hasn't yet benched his BioStar, so they don't actually know what he's gonna get on that BioStar. So they could very well be wasting their time trying to get the board to do something it can't do, and lose valuable points on the other boards like the MSI, the Gigabyte, or the Asus. That's the thing about like a time-constrained overclocking competition, right? Is you don't really want to be chasing somebody else's score because whoever's in the lead, he's putting pressure on you to get a good score out quickly. So you're gonna be, unnecessarily stressed, worried about getting good scores out, and you might end up doing silly mistakes or just wasting time on things that aren't worth bothering with. So yeah, it's interesting that they're choosing to stay on the BioStar so long, and they don't even know what they could do on one of the other boards. Well, on the one board they still haven't used, so.
I would like to give a big up to Droid Insanity on the live chat. Droid Insanity, one of the subscriber of the Twitch channel for 2 months in a row. Thank you very much for the support. I really appreciate that. And I'm pretty sure I want to do something for the subscribers. So everyone that becomes subscriber today will get the BSOD emote. And of course, I will maybe do something special for all the subscriber anytime soon. I can't announce what, but there's something coming. So
I'll subscribe as soon as you announce what that special something is.
nah, I want people to support before I do. Because of course I won't do the same thing if there's 5 people or if there's 20 people. If there's 20 people, I might throw a barbecue, while when there's 5 people, I might throw them t-shirts.
See, I would take the t-shirt over barbecue.
Question from Numante. Which processor are they running on the BioStar motherboard? They're running the exact same processor on all the motherboard. It's the Intel Core i5-6600K CPU from Intel, 4-core, no hyper-threading. They have 2 CPUs per team, and they have 4 motherboards, so they have to switch in between to see which one to basically have the score on all the motherboard. What we are seeing today is the Galaxy Solo1 team on the right side of the screen and the Enjoy OC team on the left side of the screen. Of course, they are here amateur from last year, the AOCT, and we see Galaxy Solo1 preparing the next motherboard. And we have a new score. We have a big score on the Asus motherboard by the Galaxy Solo1 team. 1,310 points. 1,310 points. So Galaxy Solo1 team is trying to close the gap with Enjoy OC. They have to move to the new motherboard. They have to shut down and move to the next one. The last run on the BioStar motherboard on the left side of the screen was giving 10,000 points. That was definitely not better than the score that they were giving. And this is it. They are both changing the motherboard now. They know they have to do it. They have 23 minutes left in this game. That's going to be 23 minutes only to tune the Gigabyte and the MSI motherboard. So what they're doing is unplugging everything, and then they will be able to go into more information. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in this live stream of the HWBOT World Tour 2016. This is the AOCT, the Amateur Overclocking Tournament 2016, the Grand Battle. All the teams here are amateur, either from this year or from last year. That's people that just pretty new in the overclocking scene, something that I know that just got some basic training and workshop, and they're now displaying their skills here in Yogyakarta in central Indonesia. This is quite interesting to be here. I love it. Don't forget, guys, once we're gonna have 3,000 people following us on Twitch, we will be doing a giveaway on the live chat. So of course, tell your friends, share the live on your Facebook, social media, whatever. Just bring the people here. I know it might sound weird, but we are doing competition of overclocking, so basically pushing the system of the hardware we have to the maximum, taking computers and making them go faster. This is basically what the World Tour here is. Today is the amateur, and tomorrow we will have the extreme overclocker, the HWBOT World Series, the official competition, worldwide competition, the biggest ever organized. I can't wait to see it. But today, let's focus on the amateur. The amateur today on the right side of the screen are Galaxy Solo1, and on the left side of the screen, Enjoy OC.
So Enjoy is finally getting his BioStar system running, because he hasn't had that. Like, he finally mounted the He's finally mounting the heatsink on it.
It's been 15
So,
minutes. It's been 15 minutes since he started to switch that board. So only now he will be able to do it. The two other guys on the right side of the screen from Galaxy Solo1 are actually catching up on time and against him. They are both using the stock cooler. Oh, but they're improving on the Gigabyte board. They're using the special air cooling, an extra air cooling solution from Noctua. Thank you,
could we
the
get a
Cybershot
score
Gaming.
update?
So score update for everyone that joined, just like Cybershot Gaming, Ziv666, and Numante. The score right now are as follow: Galaxy Solo1 team 1310 on Asus, 1151 on BioStar, Enjoy UC 1312 on Gigabyte, 1316 on MSI. These are strong scores. So far, Enjoy UC is in the lead by about 180 points. So this is quite interesting to see what Galaxy Solo1 can put out. It is important for the guys to submit on their score. Oh my god, while we were actually talking about the scores, Galaxy Enjoy OC submitted a very, very strong score. 1336. 1336 on the Asus motherboard. He's at 4.5 gigahertz. It was running the processor cache frequency at 3.9. This is impressive. This is impressive. That guy is giving all he has.
Yeah, and he's managing to do it on two systems at the same time, which makes it just that much more impressive. I mean, he can't even actually be there for when the system spits out the score because he's busy tuning the other one. He's like an overclocking factory at this rate.
I'm not sure if we'll try to set the exact same settings he did on the previous motherboard on the BioStar motherboard. It's well known that the BioStar motherboard is a little bit more tricky in using, especially for the memory timings.
Yeah, that's usually the big difference when doing like heavy overclocking is that's always the biggest difference is how different motherboards play with different memory. So, for example, you have this kit of RAM and it might work great on the Asus, but it might not go as good on the MSI, Gigabyte, or the BioStar. And then you might have some kits of RAM that work really great on like one motherboard only and not on the other ones. So that's all. You can't really copy memory settings from board to board, though you can generally copy the voltages, assuming that you can remember the terminology that all the different manufacturers use. Generally, core voltage is the easy one. Everything else is just sort of all over the place.
I don't know if you just saw, but basically, Enjoy UC went to reach
Is
into below and is stacking fan on the CPU coolers. This is
to get extra weight on it to get better pressure.
One more. Can push it. Oh no, that might be a bit too tricky for him after. He was reaching out to the fourth one. Add more fans. Yeah, add more fans. Add more fans. Add more fans.
And he's not really like, it doesn't really matter what he puts on top of it. He's just trying to get extra weight. So because basically he just wants extra pressure on the cooler to get better mounting, better contact with the CPU, better thermal transfer. Yeah, that's the reason for the pyramid of fans.
Look at this tower of fan. This is just insane. And that guy is actually in the lead of the competition. He's alone in his team. And I'm super impressed. I'm super impressed. Of course, this is quite not stable. Let's see if the tower is stable enough, and let's see if the computer is stable enough now.
He just had an issue getting it to boot, so I guess he must have messed up some of his memory timings, because can't imagine that he has an issue with the CPU clock or something like that, because that is generally the least problematic to get started. But that'll crash once you're running the benchmark. It usually won't crash when you're just trying to start the system. So I imagine he might be having memory issues on the Biostar right now.
Let's have a look at the postcode. 99 is managing to go into the BIOS.
Made it. Now the question is, yeah, okay, he had to reset it by the looks of things. Yeah, he
I don't know if you guys can see, but
so.
there's a lot of people behind me looking at what is happening on the Enjoy OC team. This is crazy. That guy is surprising everyone here. This is an amateur that is using extreme technology, more than fans on the CPU coolers. He's putting fans on top of fans. This is like stacking greatness.
So yeah, he completely had to restart with the BIOS. He went too aggressive on the memory. If I was in his position, I would have shown XMP on it, because XMP generally works always, and use the XMP sort of as a baseline to start with. So
18,
yeah,
18, 32. What, especially on the Biostar motherboard, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how he could do it. But basically, if he could just dial in the frequency and then let it boot in auto first, see what the motherboard choose as settings, and then
actually,
after go
like
dial in.
my personal experience is that the letting the motherboards do auto timings, like sometimes some motherboards just don't know how to auto time, like, at all. So personally, I would have. Also, another thing that's interesting about memory overclocking, there's some memory ratios that straight up just don't work on certain motherboards. Like, say, my Z87M power. If you try to use the 30x multiplier for your memory clock with the kit of RAM I have, it will not boot, and there is nothing you can do about it, even though I managed to push the memory kit to 3200 megahertz with a different multiplier and much higher BCL. So yeah, memory overclocking is really intricate. It varies from board to board, and generally you want to take it slow and methodical. Changing a lot of settings at the same time tends to get you screwed quickly. Really, you want to go, like, personal method would be XMP, loosen the timings, check that it still boots, then raise the frequency, check that it still boots, maybe start tightening the timings or try raise the frequency again, one of the two. So yeah, and at the end of the day, I think Enjoy OC should be more focused on getting us out with a Biostar, because he's currently setting up. He just puts.
But at this point, there's like 13 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
Do a safe run at 4 gigahertz, and then you can push on.
I mean, he doesn't even need to run 4 gigahertz. He just needs to stop messing with the memory, in my opinion. But he's managed to be very successful so far. We'll see if his methods continue to be as effective as they are.
He's rebenching again on his Asus, but his opponent managed to do, oh my god, 1350. They did 1350.
He is destroying this board with scores.
1350 is from the Galaxy Solo team on the Gigabyte board. So they did 1350 on the blue side of the table. Wow, that is
very impressive.
Quite a huge leap. Let's have a look at the scoreboard.
With this major change to it, Galaxy's still
still like
Galaxy is still playing catch up.
Yeah, still 150 points.
Yeah, because
the biggest issue for Galaxy Solo1 is their score on the Biostar one, because it's 1151. If Enjoy OC managed to reach above 1200, that's almost sure he can get to the final.
Yeah. We're gonna have to pull a miracle on the MSI, or they're gonna have to go back to the Biostar, and they don't really have the time to do that, in my opinion, because we have a minute in this match. What? No. Yeah, see, this is something I complain about with certain motherboards. It's just like, I want to get it to max out something, and it just doesn't do it for me.
So there's a new score from the Galaxy Solo1, 1328. Oh my god, these are strong score at 4.4 gigahertz.
Yes, but that if Enjoy just gets a good score on that BioStar, it's all for nothing at this. So
Enjoy improved.
This match could go either way.
Yeah, he improved his score on the Asus one, 1358. Oh my god, they are battling that hard. But
he needs to
so
get that
far,
BioStar to just 1200.
He need to get that BioStar. Yeah, he need to get that BioStar score. This is extremely important for him to focus. He have 10 minutes left to do a score on the BioStar. He was on top of the game since the beginning. Now is the time he have to show up. He can do a score on the BioStar that is better than the one his opponent did. So far is
he needs to just.
Yeah, he needs to do like
he's
above
still trying to
1200.
get 2933 memory. I think he's still trying to get 2933 memory to boot, which I think is a lost cause. He should just boot it on 2666 XMP profile, run that, then maybe tighten the timings. Because generally, motherboards, like pushing high frequency is harder than lowering timings. So generally, if you can get a frequency to boot, you can try get it tightened down as long as the RAM has them. Though, of course, you know, with some systems, you know, even the timings are going to be a hell of a fight. And he really should give up on that Asus, in my opinion, but I don't know what he expects to do. He really needs that BioStar score more than he needs the Asus score.
The
BioStar just booted up.
Yep, just finally booted.
Yeah, I just saw the BIOS flash, yeah. And why? But go to the BioStar. Go to the freaking BioStar.
Okay, here he is.
Oh, there he goes. He's running XTU.
XTU. He's actually managing like two systems, like as we say, two system at once. XTU is open. Go for it. Go for XTU. You have to run XTU on the BioStar one. This is your main focus. The Asus one is almost top up. Can get maybe like 20 points.
Oh, he was waiting for XTU to load. He was waiting for XTU to load. If his systems were close enough together, or he just angled the monitors, did it just crash or something?
No, it just restarted.
Why is he restarting?
I don't know, maybe one of the settings did not apply.
Hey. Screw it, he needs a score. Doesn't need settings, he needs a score. He has 8 minutes to get a score. He can deal with the settings after he gets a score.
All that time is opponent team is improving the score on the MSI, 1346 now on the MSI. So
he just needs a 1200 on that stupid BioStar.
So if we look at the score, Galaxy Solo1 is lacking behind on the Asus board at 1310, but they have advantage about 37 points, 38 points on the Gigabyte one, and they have advantage about 30 points on the MSI one. He really needs to get a BioStar score above 1200, This is extremely important for him to do a good score on the BioStar, because that's pretty much the last one he can improve. The score on Asus at 1358 is maybe already to the limits. And it doesn't have the time to change the motherboard in 7 minutes. Here we go. He's finally benching the one on the BioStar. He's benching at 4.5 flat. Let me check the settings.
4.5.
4.5. The temperature is supposed to be fine so far. The cache frequency is at 3.86
yeah, his temperatures
gigahertz.
are great.
The core frequency is at 4.45. Temperatures are super good. Like 55 degrees.
Yeah, he's doing great on the temperatures. Yeah, let's just hope the score is good, because He really needs a good score on that Biostar. If he gets a good score on that Biostar, he pretty much like wins it, because the motherboard, like Galaxy, is hitting the limits of their motherboards. You're not going to go much than the scores they're already getting, and oh my god, it's not high enough. It's better than the it's not high enough.
Oh my god, it's not high
harder.
enough. You need to have 1171. You need to have 1171 point. That's a good display, but you need to bench again. You need to improve that score by at least 30 points. Well, actually 21 points, 22 points.
Yeah, I mean, he still has 5 minutes. He can probably do it. He just needs to. I would just slam the cache with voltage, slam the memory with voltage, and just do 45, 45 core clock cache, and then tighten the memory. I wouldn't try to push higher frequency from the memory, because the memory, like, it's not cooperating. Yeah, that's what I would go for in a situation.
Once again, the Galaxy Solo1 had 18 points. That's not better than the score they had just before, so they will have to restart the system. Enjoy OC is focusing quite hard on the Biostar now. He is having 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left in this game. 5 minutes left in this game. Enjoy OC was in the lead for pretty much 35 to 40 minutes in this hour of the game, and 5 minutes until the end is being passed by his opponent. Oh my god, he really needs to get his Biostar running. The Biostar board is where you have the most chance to do a decent score and change everything back to his favor.
Why is he's being very gentle with that memory voltage? I have no idea why. There's only one set of DDR4 memory ICs that I know of that don't scale properly with super high voltages, and that's Micron. And I don't think these sticks are Micron memory, so he could probably run 1.8, you know, anything between 1.6 and 1.8 volts on them, and they'd be fine. He'd be getting, you know, he'd be able to run higher clocks, better timings, if he just gave it more voltage. Which you wouldn't be able to do on Micron, because Micron basically has like a very specific voltage at which it clocks the best, and if you go above that, it clocks worse. If you go below that, it clocks worse. So, yeah, but we'll see. We'll see if he can pull something off.
Oh my god, his Asus system is actually having some stroke at some point.
He just needs to ignore it. He just needs to ignore that ASUS system.
Oh, we have a new score from the opposing team. 1362. Oh my god, that's the best score we have seen in this game. 1362. That's gonna be extremely difficult for Enjoy UC to go catch this score difference, because this one is on the MSI motherboard and he only did 1316. So he have 50 points difference on one motherboard only. Let's see if he can still do it. He's alone in this game, but he's still displaying such great, you know, focus on the system. Here he goes back on the Biostar BIOS. Let's see if he can get it. So far, Galaxy Solo1 is in the lead corner.
He had to wipe it. He had to wipe his BIOS. You can tell he had to wipe his BIOS because everything is gone again. Yeah, he's trying way too hard to get it to do things it just can't on the memory. And he still hasn't tried to run higher cache, which I find really, really surprising.
Oh my god, this is crazy.
I mean, I think somebody, like, this is still, he can still, like, turn this around, but I'm not sure.
Come on, man, there's 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left in this game. And a quick look at the score. A quick look at the score says There's 51,673 for Galaxy Solo1 and 51,35 for Enjoy OC. That means you need to have at least 1,200 points now. Oh my god, that's a huge difference in score on the Biostar board, because he's pretty much at the same performance that the other team was doing.
Yeah, so this kind of sucks for Biostar. This makes their board look really, really bad. I feel sorry for them.
He's back. There we go. So this is it. This is the run on the Biostar for Enjoy OC. It really needs to push this one. It really needs to push this score as high as he can. This is his last chance to win. This is his last chance in this game.
I am getting really annoyed with XTU not showing us memory clock high up. Oh wait, he's only at 16x memory. Or no, I think that's reading wrong.
He need to do at least 1187 to be even with the other team. He need to go higher than 1187. Let's see if he can manage it. Can he do?
If he does
more
1188, that will be amazing.
That would be insane.
That would be the most intense. Yeah, that would be just the most intense thing we've seen today. Winning by 1 point.
Oh no, 1155, and there's 15 seconds left. 15, just the last few seconds.
No, don't restart the system. Just go into XTU. There, it has crappy settings available. You can. Oh, he decided to just rerun it. Oh, that's still an option. He might get a, you know, there's such a thing as a lucky run where the system randomly decides to run better. Still, he put up a great fight, and it was really to consider.
So the timer is out now. The timer is out. So there is two benchmark running. There's two benchmark running. One on the Biostar right now on the red team. One on the Gigabyte board on the blue team. If the blue team doesn't manage to improve their score, they have like Enjoy OC have to do a jump about like you need to go above 1171. My God, that's 1140. That's it. That's it. That's well done. Sadly, he didn't manage to do better than he had.
I mean, still extremely impressive considering that he's one man handling two different systems. But yeah, very impressive game nonetheless. Very, very. We saw some great scores. And
congratulations
those
to
final moments
both
on that
of the team.
Biostar board.
Oh man, that was so intense. He was in the lead for the complete game, and just by the end he did not manage to fight against the two bulldozers coming back from this game, back from so far, and they came back. The team Galaxy Solo1 is the winner of this match, the loser bracket. So Team Galaxy Solo1 is now 4th place. Enjoy OC, no, 3rd place. Enjoy OC is now 4th place. GG, well done. Great overclocking, great display of fairness, and oh my God, I was not expecting that. I was definitely not expecting that back from the Galaxy Solo1 team. They really made it like a surprise comeback in this game.
Yeah, it was very, very impressive to see this match.
Oh my God, maybe we can have a team that will soon join us on the live to give his impression on what was the different, what was the team behavior. So here we go. Now all the teams have to put everything back in their boxes and everything. Oh my God! Honestly, I was so cheering for Enjoy OC. He was definitely in the lead for most of that game. The first 20 minutes of that game, he smashed the scores. He definitely smashed the scores. All the score that we were having on the live were, oh my God, he was like above 1300 points every time on the two motherboard he had. 20 minutes in says, okay, now I can switch, now I can change the motherboard, now I can definitely change what's going on
Yeah.
and switch to the Biostar and the Asus board. The Asus board for sure was one of his strong motherboard to use by the end, and he chose to pair that one with the Biostar. That might be a little bit more tricky to use, especially in this super tight mode of the games. Well, we are back with Timothée Xiala here in the stream studio.
Hey guys.
Tim,
Yes.
how was this this intense match between Galaxy Solo1 and Enjoy OC?
Well, as we can say, it escalated very quickly, as much as in hiding fans than in actual action in the match. No, it was a great match overall. A lot of suspense all the way until the end. I really thought I was not giving much before at the end of the match before to Enjoy OC, and I was saying like, yeah, he had the wrong strategy. Obviously, he learned very well from his previous match. He died very quickly. I think, of course, the overclockers with the two previous matches they had already, they learn now the IGP part, but they also spend a lot of time on memory as well, and memory is critical here for XTU. And you can see that the guys were already wasting a lot less time with that. So yeah, it's very nice. It was a well done match from Enjoy OC. The next step now will be to see how the next guys are going to do in the finals, because of course now we know 3 and 4, and I just want to know who is going to be the champion. And also, you know, it's going to be interesting to see also the encore match at the end of that, to know who is actually going to join the Extreme Overclockers tomorrow.
So for everyone that just joined us, this was the loser bracket of the AOCT. Galaxy Solo1 is victorious against Enjoy OC. Enjoy OC was a one-man team because actually his teammate is at this graduation ceremony.
Yeah, his teammate is not attending today. Bad luck. You guys qualified yesterday. I think with a teammate it would have been easier for sure. It might have actually have better score results in the previous match already, and might have not have to do that bronze match. Could have been in the final, but it's hard to actually tell anyway how the things would have played out. No matter what, this guy Enjoy OC had really good cooling as well. We saw it during all the match, and that is what also made a big difference with the other team. For some reason, Galaxy Solo didn't change their cooling until until actually they
They changed the motherboard. So
yeah, and only the Gigabyte one. Like all the others, they kept on keeping the Intel stock cooler, and we could see it from XTU. It was throttling once in a while, not all the time, but it was very borderline. And maybe they were thinking, yeah, 4.5G, no, we will not have any issues with that. And well, of course, everything starts heating up on the motherboard a little bit anyway. So it's not because your CPU doesn't need cooling. You know, some other things might heat up and affect the components and the electronics and things like that. So
yeah, that was an intense battle, honestly. A great comeback from Galaxy Solo1 team against Enjoy OC. We'll take a short break and we will move on to the final match of the Amateur OC tournament to know who will get the top spot on the podium. That will be an intense match against two teams that will for sure display some interesting skills. We will know all the details once we come back after the break. Thank you very much, guys, for being here on the Twitch channel. Don't forget, you can always follow us here on Twitch if you like what you're seeing, or if you want to encourage more of these kind of streams. Follow us. Once we have 3,000 people following us on Twitch, we will do a giveaway on the live chat. That's it for now. Let's find you back in the next few minutes for the super final of the AOCT. Until then, keep pushing it.